How's it going? My name's Chris Laredo. I work for Jason Anderson. This is his 2017 Supercross bike. I would have to say the most important performance piece on this bike, actually, to be honest, I couldn't pinpoint it to one particular thing. I think as a total package, we work hard throughout the off-season to come up with a setting in the suspension, engine, and just the overall chassis feel to best suit his riding style and what he's trying to achieve as far as a feel for the bike. As far as handlebars goes, this is a custom bend handlebar made by Pro Taper for Jason. It does have the unlocking and locking feature on the crossbar, so if we go to a particular track that may be rough or has a lot of sharp edges, we can do somewhat of a tuning through just the handlebar crossbar itself. Allows it to float a little more, feel a little more free, maybe a little less rigid, and kind of just a different, softer feel in the hands. In the past, we have run the air clamp, but this particular bike, he felt that the solid bar mount was better and more solid feel for him, so we've stuck with the solid mounts ever since he's been on the 450. They're spring forks. They're cone valve 52mm factory WP. His fork, I wouldn't say is extremely stiff, but to do some of those big rhythms and hit some of those big jumps, it has to be relatively stiff. So it's a give and take. We're always constantly trying to develop the fork with different settings to try to achieve both maximum traction and stability. Gearing on this motorcycle, currently we are on a shorter wheelbase with a 1451 sprocket on the rear. It plays a big part because if you go to a different gearing, it might make the rear of the bike longer, which also would make your shock a little softer, sit a little lower, but currently we're 51 on the rear. My foot pegs are Raptor foot pegs. I believe they are available to the public. They're very durable, very strong, full titanium, and equipped with a titanium pin also. In our exhaust system, it is a custom-built exhaust system from FMF. It is not off the shelf. It's not something that you can buy. We work closely with FMF to produce something that has a good amount of power, but in the same sense, not change the linear power characteristics of this motorcycle. In terms of braking and front brake feel, Jason is very picky. He doesn't like a brake that is very aggressive, say. He likes a progressive feel, so up top is just a production front brake master cylinder. It's a 10mm piston. He prefers the stock lever, just the way that it feels. It feels nice in his hand. And that's paired down low with a Brembo factory hard parts caliper, which is available to the public. It's a 24mm piston, which is the same as the stock, but it's made out of a different material and it has a special coating on it that dissipates heat, but it's a very progressive feel in his hand. It's not a really super aggressive brake. We definitely have messed with different brake pads in the past. He tends to prefer the stock ones. As far as the wheels go, this bike's equipped with Talon wheels with Excel A60 rims and stock spokes and nipples. We need something that's going to be strong and hold up for the course of the season. On the rear shock, it is a WP factory track shock. In terms of spring balance with the suspension, it's not really that crazy. With his riding style, you would think maybe that you would have a really stiff shock because he hangs off the back of the bike, but it's not really the case. In terms of sag on the shock, Jason is pretty particular on it. A couple millimeters makes a big difference for him, and typically we try not to change, but given certain conditions, we may have to. My name's Chris Laredo, and this is Jason Anderson's 2017 Supercross bike.